Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this new episode of the Luxury Society podcast. So, as you might know, recently Paris Fashion Week just ended with the Haute Couture Week, which was last week, and the week before that was the men's ready to wear fall winter 2026 2027, I think. And so last week was Haute Couture Week, spring summer 2026. And it was interesting. There was a lot of things that I think we should go over today. And so that's why I wanted to go through my favorite shows, my favorite looks of this season. Okay, let's go. First runway show was, that I liked was Jacques Mus, Le Palmier. It was all about inheritance, repetition. It's really into the continuation of what he showed us recently during his last runway shows. It's all about family. Um, and also, I must add that during the wake of this new presentation, he named the first ambassador for his brand, which is his grandma, which I also found very interesting to note. It's very like about nostalgia, but it's still very polished. There's a lot of cinched waists across menswear and also women's wear. A lot of very shaping jackets, high-waisted trousers, and also a lot of sculpted skirts, which has been his most consistent lines of work for this season. Next, we have Hermes. So, this one was very emotional, I should say, because this was Véronique Nichanian. This was Véronique Nichanian's farewell after 37 years of defining the house menswear collections. 37 years is a lot, and this was her last runway show. So this was huge. It was very, her work was really not like into the hype of the moment, it was always all about craftsmanship and artisanal work and everything. It was really about the craft behind it and not really about the hype behind it. So for her last collection, she showed us something very pragmatic. Um, it was very well tailored, a lot of outerwear, a lot of knitwear, elevated by shearling, calfskin, cashmere, silk. I think it perfectly summarized like her past works at the house for these last 37 years. I think it was a good summary of that. And so, yeah, we're saying bye to her. And we are welcoming Grace Wells Bunner now because she's the one who's going to take the helm of the house, at least for the menswear side. So she's the one who's going to replace her. I'm really excited about this one. I think this is the most I've been excited for a long time for a fashion designer at a big house, for sure. Okay, next we have one of my personal favorite brands at the Paris Fashion Week calendar, which is Kid Super, directed by Colm Delane. His show was very cinematic. He opened his show with a film starring Vincent Cassel, famous French actor. The set was very interesting to look at. There were screens forming a box on the runway, and the film fed directly into the fashion pacing. The theme was all about repetition, automation, versus humanity. In terms of clothes, there was a lot of relaxed tailoring, a lot of textures, prints. So it was very cinematic, but also very personal. If you know what Kid Super does, it has a lot of prints, a lot of tailoring. It's very nice. It's very fun to look at. That was also a very interesting runway show to talk about. Next, we have one of my personal favorites. I think Issey Miyake is one of my favorite designers of all time. Um, so yeah, Issey Miyake was staged inside the Collège des Bernardins, which is a very calm place with stone arcs, very calm, quiet, monastic place. So the idea was to bring a sort of quiet presence. In terms of technology, this runaway show brings again something very interesting to the table. There was some heat reactive clay, creating sculptural 3D shaping, but it was also some dawn outerwear with artisanal dyeing to mimic the morning sky. So I really like this one. I'm a really huge fan of Issey Miyake. So next, another Japanese brand, Comme des Garçons en Plus. So Plus is the menswear branch of the main line Comme des Garçons. And this show was entitled Black Hole. The concept was basically a sort of cyclical cosmic theory. It was like tailoring pulled apart and rebuilt into something else. It's like a creation rebirth cycle. And so that's why we have some jackets that have their backs hollowed out to expose the inside of the fabric, the construction, which was often veiled with delicate lace. So it's like this idea of a black hole, but with some sensuality. Another magazine just describes the exit into pure white, a release from the black hole, almost bridal in feeling. Egon Lab, Lazarus. This whole runway show was about resurrection, resistance, renewal, refusal, aimed straight at an industry addicted to efficiency and copy-paste culture. In order to narrate that story, the show opens with a spoken text of Jamila Jamil, framing darkness as refuge and creativity as a risky act with consequences. It was very intense, very sexy, very bold. It was very magical, but it was still very chic. The clothes were very conceptual. There was also some stunning looks involving feathers. I really liked this white feathered top, and I also like this blue feathered one, which covers like the whole upper body, like even the head. I thought that was very, very cool. Next, we have Willy Chavarria. Willy Chavarria, which is this American designer from Mexican descent. He really references his cultural roots from Mexico, but also the place he grew up. And so the set for this runway show was particularly interesting. It looked like a street with like a phone booth, street signs, and the models were like moving like characters in this set, not really like mannequins, which I thought was very, very cool. And as always, his shows are very, very political. And this one was all about resistance, confrontation, and also implemented religious iconography. Regarding the performance, I thought it was like a theater piece. It was like you were in a Manhattan crosswalk, and you had actors just moving and playing around. And so I think that was the strength of this runway show, turning menswear into a public demonstration, a stylish but also a political one. Next, we have Dior from Jonathan Anderson. Um, this is his third runway show, or is it his fourth? I think it's his third. And so far, that one was my favorite. I think online it wasn't received very well, but personally I think it was really one of my favorite runway shows of this season. Basically, it was really punk inspired, like rockers punk inspired, and it was really inspired by Paul Poiret, which is this very old fashion designer from the beginning of the 20th century who was very experimental with his fashion design. I felt like menswear was getting a little more sleazier, glossier again with this show. So I think it was a injection that was more fun into a season that was, yeah, I think there was a lot of risks that were taken into with this collection. Not every idea here is retail friendly. There's a lot of metallic fringes, epaulettes, but those were my favorite parts of the runway show. I love the wigs, and I love the purple tops. I really liked this runway show personally. Now we are going to move on to the haute couture week. That was it for, I think, my some of my favorite looks from the ready to wear week. Let's start with Schiaparelli. Insane, insane. I don't remember the last time Daniel Rosberry missed at one of his runway shows. I think he's the best thing that ever happened to the house since a long time ago. I mean, he's the first designer since Elsa Schiaparelli to be at the helm of the house, and I think ever since he's just being better and better at what he's doing. And yeah, I don't have anything to say about it. Honestly, it was just amazing. The silhouettes were very sharp, very sculptural, and so, and I think this is what Schiaparelli is very good at. He's very good at creating garment that feels like wearable sculpture. Next, we have Christian Dior. Uh, it was Anderson's Haute Couture debut. This was also one of my favorite shows of the entire season. Clearly, I love the wigs, and I just adored some of the shows, like some of the looks. There was a lot of floral motifs. The first exits uh, look like pleated bubble dresses with structured crinolines echoing his early work, elongated for couture scale. There were a lot of flowers like orchids or cyclamen placed near the head, for example, earrings or hair accessories. And so these tiny weirdnesses were really repeated throughout all the looks. Chanel. So this one is very important because this is Mathieu Blasi's first haute couture collection for the house of Chanel. He really leaned into Chanel's house codes, tweeds. So this was really a debut that was very clear, very sharp, and it was more about like showing the way for the next runway shows that we're gonna get from him. It was a way of like signaling what was going to happen in the future. I didn't think he took too much risk with it, but I think it was very, 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 very well designed. It was not my favorite, but I really liked it. Next, we have probably my favorite show from this haute couture week, which was Victor and Rolf show. It was very, very conceptual, very performative. It looked like art. The clothes looked almost like paper that was carefully folded and crafted to actually make the clothes, which I found really, really very cool. Like, it's just beautiful. Like, it looked like origamis, it looked like paperwork, and the final look was a like the model was like standing on, like was levitating, literally levitating in the air, and in what looked like a kite. I mean, the show was called Diamond Kite. yeah, I think that was absolutely beautiful, absolutely amazing, and that's probably my favorite show of this season. Definitely, yeah, definitely. Next, we have Gaurav Gupta. I don't think I'm pronouncing this right. I'm saying Gaurav Gupta. I don't know. But first of all, the opening look was just stunning. Like it was very sci-fi, very fantastical. And there was also a lot of viral silhouettes from the show. Finally, a runway show that I really liked this season was probably the closing runway show from Kevin Jamanier, which is this designer from Switzerland who's working with upcycled and recycled materials. And I got the chance with the Luxury Society to go at Kevin Germanier's dressing session in order to help the models and the team to prepare for the runway shows. I've never been backstage at a runway show at the Paris Fashion Week, especially a haute couture week. So that was just insane to me. Clearly, that was insane. And yeah, we learned a lot. We got to really touch the clothes, really got to talk with the models, talk with the people who designed and worked with the clothes firsthand. Basically, what he did for this show was using upcycled leftover products from LVMH houses, including Berluti Olympics uniforms. I couldn't take a lot of videos because I was really busy working with my model, helping to dress him and everything. But yeah, I think that was also one of my favorite runway shows. It was very, 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 very cool and an interesting moment for sure. So yeah, I think that's it for Paris Fashion Week. It was very, very interesting, heavy. There was a lot of things. I couldn't talk about all of the runway shows that I liked. I think I missed some of them. Clearly, I missed a lot of them for sure. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know in the comment section what were your favorite videos of this season. And yeah, I mean, see you next time.